a minute. We had a high hopes in, so.
Lindsay, the person we spoke about will be here just a few minutes later. They will find you afterwards.
Okay. No, I just backed on out of there. Put it in Google Maps for it to take me to the right place. Apple Maps that I had of that. It's very strange.
Sitting on a daily basis. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I know that Career Services wants to give a few words before we get started, so I'm going to go grab them. Try and really honor if you're in my class, as you know, really big on recycling on time. So go ahead and get that started. I know that we're getting a few more people signed in, but we've got our panelists up here and ready for you, so thank you for joining us. I've been asked by Career Services to see if I can get you guys to move up. Like, maybe you don't have to do the first one, right? Like that was like too much. But maybe we can get our back rows to move up some. That way, if people need to come in late, they don't have to like awkwardly step over people. You can still stay. Yeah, I say so. Stay over here too. We just want you to move up. I appreciate it. Thank you. Very helpful for us. Hey, Jack. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so for those of you who do not know me, my name is Misty Campbell, and I am an associate professor of the practice in our criminal justice program. It's not very often that I'm not loud enough. Yes, but we are live streaming this as well. I'm really excited that you came out despite the rain. I think that this is going to be a really fantastic event, and you'll be able to learn a lot. So this is our Beyond the Blue event. We do this event every year to provide some understanding of the careers you can do in criminal justice besides law enforcement, right? And so we have 4 different professionals who are experts in their field, highly recognized, who are going to be able to share some words of wisdom with you, a bit about what their career looks like, and what you could do to achieve that. So with that, I'm I'm going to step back, hand it over to our wonderful NC that we have tonight, Chief Lockhart from the Lawrence PD. I'm gonna let you get started. We're gonna go until about 5:40, 5:45, and at that point we'll break and you'll be able to do some networking and some one-on-one discussions. I do want to note for you that we do have drinks and some cookies over there. And if you've never been on the 6th floor, the bathrooms are just right around this corner. Right? Thank you.
All right, thanks, Misty, and thank you all for being here. You all look like you want to be police because you all filled on the back row first. That's what you do when you're police. So if you're late, you have to sit on the front row. So it's very uncomfortable, I know, to be on the front row because I like to get there early and be on the back row. So we've got a great panel, and I think what I'll do is, if you guys will pass the microphone, we'll just start and have them introduce themselves and the organization that they're with. The one thing that's great about criminal justice is there are a lot of places that you can go into that touch different points in the criminal justice system. So even like within my department, I have several non-sworn positions from people who are what we call mobile community service technicians. So they go out in the community and take reports. I have crime analysts, I have crime scene technicians, and I also have front office staff that deal with the facing the public if you come into the police station and talk. So we will start at the end with you, sir.
Good afternoon. Can you guys hear me okay? My name is Seth Westcott. I'm a licensed master's level psychologist, and I have a private practice in Overland Park where I specialize in forensic evaluations of violent and sexual offenders. And I also teach Crim 460 here at KU, which is forensic profiles of violent minds. If anybody is interested in that course for the spring, I think there may be a few seats left.
Hello, my name is Lindsay Calvillo. I'm currently a crime analyst with the Lenexa Police Department. Before that, I worked at Independence, Missouri Police Department, so I kind of do all sorts of analysis now. I used to work in violent crime and juvenile crime.
Hi, I'm Gina English. I actually am a social worker, but I have worked within criminal justice working with prosecutors, law enforcement, and I'm currently sitting on a re-entry collective where we are trying to change a narrative about what stable employment looks like for those entering back into society.
Hello, my name is Caroline Quinn. I'm with the Holistic Collective, which is a restorative justice practice. And then I also work part-time with the Office of Victim Services with Kansas Department of Corrections.
All right, Caroline, we're going to start with you. So what inspired you to pursue a career in your specific area of criminal justice, and how did you navigate the path to get there?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure like a lot of you, I grew up watching Law and Order and Criminal Minds and like always had an interest in folks who committed crimes and kind of what their motivations behind that was. So I got my undergrads in psychology and criminology, and then still didn't know what the heck I wanted to do. So I went back for my master's in criminology, and that's when I took a class with Professor Campbell in restorative justice and really kind of found my value alignment and had my aha moment of this is kind of where I can practice something that is within this field, with where my interests lie, but also with where my values feel most aligned. So if you're not familiar with restorative justice, who is in the crowd? Me. Okay, a few. I'll give you a little 101. Restorative justice is an alternative justice framework. So instead of looking at punishment as our only pathway to accountability, which is typically incarceration in the criminal legal system, it looks at other opportunities like restitution, mediation, dialogue. And so I provide mediation services and restorative dialogue. I started out at a nonprofit. I just sent them an email and said, can someone please let me follow you around? I'm so interested in what you guys do. And so I worked unpaid for like 6 months and followed somebody around at the Center for Conflict Resolution. And then eventually was able to move into a paid position. And yeah, that's kind of how I got started.
Caroline, I want to just illustrate one thing too, and I tell this to all my kids that are in my classes. You have to do it yourself. No one's going to come to you and say, hey, Caroline, do you want a job here? And so I like that story where you said, I emailed them, worked for free. To talk a little bit about what your mindset was going in, how you developed that, and probably just had to bug people until they let you get a job.
Yeah, I think that's the unfortunate reality of our systems is that you do have to do unpaid labor to like get to where you want to go. And so I lived in my grandparents' basement and worked in service industry gigs and, got my foot in the door somewhere. So get as many no's as you could possibly get would be my advice for that. Ask as many people as possible to mentor you, to come in and do their paperwork, and eventually it should lead you somewhere.
Yeah, and internships are really important too. Great way to do that. Gina, how about the same question for you? What inspired you to pursue a career in your area of criminal justice, and how did you navigate the path to get there?
When I first came into the field as a social worker, Kansas City was bringing a new program called Focus Deterrence.